Hi everyone, welcome to Impact Academy. I'm Yashasvi Chintada. Let us continue with the history questions. Okay, most important questions in the history. So last time we completed till 30. Let us continue from the 31st question. Which of the following phrases defines the nature of the hundi, generally referred to in the sources of the post-Harsha period? Okay, so post-Harsha period means something around 7th, 8th century, right? At the time we saw that there was a little bit confusion. There was no large great kingdoms in the northern part of India, and slowly it was followed by the several Rajput kingdoms and Delhi Sultanate, etc. So today hundi means in temples it's a place where you put your donations, but in that period hundi means a bill of exchange. Okay, hundi means a bill of exchange. It's not an advisory issued by the king, no diary to be maintained, no order from the feudal lord to his subordinates, no, not any order or anything. It's basically a bill of exchange, a financial instrument. Okay, in medieval India, it is more, it is mainly used for trade and credit, etc. Okay, so and at that time there was brisk trade happening everywhere, right? Actually, during the Harsha period, you have to remember that the trade has relatively reduced. Okay, during the Gupta period, there was what you say brisk trade with foreign nations everywhere. Okay, with the Roman Empire, with the China Empire, etc. All those things, and slowly by the time of Harsha. Harsha was also well known for his donations, all those things. But economy became more or self sufficient. Okay, that I mean the kind of trade that used to exist during the Gupta period was no longer there. It has definitely reduced, and the position of women had also reduced. So all these statements try to remember. It's very important. And what is hundi? Hundi is a bill of exchange, majorly used for trade and credit, etc. So, with reference to the history of India, the terms Kulyavapa and Dronavapa denote. So, basically, they are, you can say, measurements of land. Okay, they are not religious rituals, not classification of points, etc. They are ways to measure the land. So, it's actually a unit of land. The way they have, what you say, a unit of land measurement of it. Okay, all those things. And many, it was mainly during the Gupta period, etc. Okay, during the Gupta period, in many of the inscriptions, we can see all these words, Kulyavapa, Dronavapa, etc. They are measurements of land. Try to remember that, very important. So, who among the following rulers advised his subjects through this inscription? See, inscriptions, these pillar inscriptions, rock edicts, all these things. First of all, you should remember Ashoka. So, whoever praises his religious sect or blames other sects' excessive devotion to his own sect with the view of glorifying his own sect, he rather injures his own sect. So, see, all these things usually were told by Ashoka. So, by the time Ashoka had come to power, only the Kalinga kingdom was left. Most of the rest of the India was already, what you say, it was under the control of the Mauryas. So, when Ashoka came, Kalinga region, capital Toshali, that was only left, and in that war, Kalinga war, he had annexed that also. And many people say that after the war he had taken Buddhism, and today some people are saying that before the war only he had taken up Buddhism. Anyway, after that he has replaced Berigosha with Dhammokosha. Berigosha is the drums of war, okay, the sound of war, and he has replaced that with Dhammokosha. That means righteousness, Dhamma. Dhamma means roughly translated to Dharma, moral duty. So at that time, such a large empire had different religions, sects, and everything. Okay, different sects were there. So Ashoka always tried to maintain peace within all the. It is called the Ashoka's Dhamma. Even in the mains, frequently a question is asked, right? So tolerance towards your elders, tolerance towards slave, and respect towards your elders and masters, and non-violence, etc. Non-violence even to animals, etc. So those are all called as Ashoka's Dhamma. So looking at the statement itself, you can say that it is Ashoka, and he calls himself Devanampiya Piyadasi, means the beloved of the god. Very important. So Ashoka is the answer. Samudragupta is called Napoleon of the India, something like that. Okay, all these are important. So, with reference to the culture history of India, which one of the following is the correct description of the term paramita? Okay, see, paramitas and all these things will come in the Buddhism. So earliest Dharma Shastras, no, this is wrong. See, philosophical schools of Vedas, the Sankhya philosophy, Nyaya philosophy, all those things. Okay, that is not related to Buddhism. Powerful merchant guilds also is Shrini's guilds, all that. So paramita is perfections whose attainment led to the bodhisattva path. So bodhisattvas are basically those people who are on the path to enlightenment. So they would it's more like to be Buddha. So they are on the path to enlightenment. They will also get enlightened like Buddha. So bodhisattva concept is also very important, especially it is part of the Mahayana Buddhism. Okay, so paramita. Paramita means perfections whose attainment led to the bodhisattva. So 34 C is the option. So, with reference to the scholars' literatures of ancient India. Okay, so ancient India, you can say Chandragupta and all these things, Kalidasa, they belong to the Navaratnas of the Gupta Empire, more specifically Chandragupta too. Okay, it was around the period of Chandragupta too only. I think Pahin also visited. That's also important. And we had the Navaratna concept. Okay, Kalidasa literature, and you had Dhanvantari medicine, and you had Shanku geography, and you had Aryabhatta, okay, Brahmagupta, all these things, mathematics, etc. Okay, so all those are very important Navaratnas of Gupta Empire. Amarsimha is also associated with the Gupta Empire. Okay, he's also famous, I think, literature. Panini is associated with Sanskrit grammar. Okay, Panini is associated with Sanskrit grammar. And Kalidasa is, of course, associated with the Gupta Empire, Chandragupta too. Kalidasa's famous works are, you say, Magaduta, Abhijnana Sakuntalam, and we've seen one more important thing, right? Vishakadatta is Mudra Arshafa, and we'll come to that. Anyway, all these are important. Kumar Shambhav is also Kalidasa. Okay, and Amarsimha is also is a what you say the Sanskrit poet only, and also usually we frequently asked question with Amarsimha is not much is known about his personal history. Okay, regarding the others we have so much information, but regarding Amarsimha we don't have much information. Okay, so all those are correct. So here three is the correct. Okay, Panini is not associated with Pushyamitra Sangha. Pushyamitra Sangha is the founder of the Shunga dynasty. Okay, Pushyamitra and his son is Agnimitra, and yeah, Malavika Agnimitra. So Kalidasa had written Malavika Agnimitra, which is the love story between Pushyamitra's son Agnimitra and Malavika, who is a court servant. So all those are very important. So only three is the right option. So 35C. So with reference to the cultural history of India, consider the following. Parivrajraka. Parivrajraka, renunciant and wanderer, which is true. Okay. Shramana. Shramana is priest with a high status. I don't think Shramana means a priest. Okay. Shramana, you can see in Buddhism, Jainism, Ajivika, all religions you can see. Shramana is also basically a wandering monk. Okay. Who is following some traditions, austerities, etc. Okay. So Shramana is also somewhat similar to Parivrajaka only. Parivrajaka is a renunciant and wanderer, and Shramana is more like a monk. So it is associated with Jainism, Buddhism, Ajivikas, everything. So it is not a priest. Priest with high status, no, that is related to Brahmanism, like Vedic religion. So Upasaka is the lay follower of Buddhism. So that is also true. So who is the Upasaka? Is the devotee of Gautama. See, in Gautama Buddha, you have one thing is the learned monks, the followers, the bhikshus, all those. They learn the teachings of Buddha, etc. Other who are lay followers are called Upasakas. So here I would say 1 and 3 is the right option. 36B is the right option. With reference to the period of Gupta dynasty. Towns Ghantasala, Kadura, Chaula. So basically, we've seen that Gupta during the Gupta period there was a very flourishing trade. Okay, it was both internally there was good trade within the country, and there was also external trade with the Roman Empire, and we had with the Hong Kong civilization and the Iran region, etc., Persian Empire, all those things. So Gupta period trade was well known. So these, what you say, they Ghantasala, Kadura, and all these things, Chaula, Broch, etc., Cambe, all these things are mostly ports in the western part, majorly Gujarat, Rajasthan. Okay, the Sindh region, Gujarat region. So we can say there are port handling foreign trade. Okay. So capitals are more like Toshali, Devagiri, Avanti, Ujjain, and what else you have? This Takshila. Okay, they are capitals. Exhibit stone architecture, etc. All those things are there. We've seen the Ajanta caves, Ellora caves, lot of temples. Okay, Buddhist pilgrimage centers, Nalanda, all those things were there. So anyway, these are ports. Okay, also Broach, Cambay, they're also important. They're all belonging to the Gupta dynasty. And if you look at the southern part, in Andhra also you can say Masula, Machilipatnam, Kadura, Pandura, Ghanshala, etc. Ghanshala is also belonging to the Andhra region. Okay, this Ghanshala, Machilipatnam. Machilipatnam was called Masula. And if you go to Tamil Nadu, you had this Kaveri Patnam, Nagapatnam, Tondai Mandalam, and all those things, Karaikal, all those things. So those are, I mean, important port cities at that time. And we had very brisk trade with foreign nations. So, with reference to the history of ancient India, Bhavabhuti, Hastimalla, and Shemeshwara, they were playwrights. Okay, they were not philosophers, architects, or Jain monks. They were playwrights. Okay, so Bhavabhuti is the 8th century scholar, around 8th century at that time. So you can say just Harsha Empire is getting ended. It is okay during that period. So he was very famous for his plays, and they are mostly written in Sanskrit. Okay, and he's almost considered equal to Kalidas also. So Kalidas is a very prominent person. Malvikagnimitram, Meghadutam, Kumara Shambhavam, Abhijnana Sakuntalam, all those things you have to remember immediately Kalidasa. Bhavabhuti, on the other hand, is I mean more in the what is the kingdom of Kanauj, etc. So he was King Yesho Varma. Okay, at that time in his court, Bhavabhuti was there. All those things are there. And Hastimalla is in 13th century. Okay, Bhavabhuti is in the 8th century, Hastimalla is in the 13th century, and he is mostly in the Hoysala Empire. Hastimalla, okay, he belongs to the Hoysala Empire in the 13th century, and he is a Kannada poet. Also, you have this Kannada poets, famous Kannada poets, right? They have a trio of famous Kannada poets. That's also important. Okay, also remember. All these are very important. And Shemeswara, okay, he belongs to the 11th century from Kashmir. Remember that. Okay, he's 11th century Kashmir region, and Hastimala is the Hoysala Empire. Okay, he's the Hoysala Empire around 13th century, like that you can say, and he belongs to the Bhavabhuti belongs to the 8th century. So he is the prominent. So they're all famous playwrights. Okay, so which one of the following statements is correct? Ajanta caves lie in the gorge of Wagora River. Okay, so that is correct. Okay, Vagurna, more like Vagorna, okay, Vagorna River, Ajanta caves, Ellora caves, they are famous mainly for the Gupta period. Okay, Ajanta caves. There is one painting called Black Princess in Ajanta caves, which belongs to the Satavahana period. So basically, they belong to the Maharashtra region. So Satavahanas also were prominent in the Maharashtra, Andhra, Telangana region, right? Okay, Sanchi Stupa, Madhya Pradesh, and there are so many caves. Amravati Stupa lies in the gorge of Godavari River. All these are fine. Uh, Amravati Stupa is, I mean, there is one Amravati in Andhra Pradesh also, and there is one Amravati River in Maharashtra also. So I'm not sure, but Ajanta caves lie in the gorge of Wagorna River. So this is correct. So this is correct. 39A is correct. Okay, Ajanta caves we all know they are mostly Buddhist. Okay, what you say rock cut basically at that time you can see standalone temples were not there. Most of it are wall paintings on the inside the caves. So basically those are granite big rocks, right? So they have been hollowed out. Even if you look at the Kailash temple, it had been hollowed out from the top to the bottom by Krishna Tri Rashtrakutas. That is also very important. Okay, all those are very important. Mostly cave temples were famous during that period. Later on, during the Pallava, 6th century, 7th century in the southern India, when the Pallavas were coming into prominence, they started building these standalone temples. That's why in South India you have these huge temples later on, because temple architecture started early on in the South India, standalone temples. So, 40th question, with reference to the Chausat Yogini temple, which is again very famous temple. Chausat means around 40 yoginis will be there. This is actually considered as a tantric temple also. But right now there are, I mean, the yoginis have been removed and only Shivlingas are kept. So that it is a kind of open temple. So what you have this 40 spaces, 40 small shrines. Okay, people used to sit there and do yajnas. They used to pray to the deities, and it was open. You could see the sky. So they used to say that even astronomy was taught there based on the sun, etc. So because it is an open top temple kind of thing. It is not closed temple. It is open. Okay, it is a circular temple built during the reign of what is this Kachapagata dynasty. Okay, so that is true. It is a circular temple, and even our parliament building they say is inspired from this Chausat Yogini temple. Okay, the circular temple. Okay, most of the other temples we have this curvy linear, stepped linear or stepped pyramid kind of like the Nagara, Dravida, etc. So all those things. And this is a circular temple. Okay, so it is unique. It is the only circular temple. So I don't think it is the only circular temple. There are many other temples, and it was meant to promote the Vaishnava cult in the region. As I said, it had mostly these yogis, so mostly related to Shivalinga. Many Shivalingas were there. So I don't think it's Vaishnava cult. It's more like Shaiva cult. So three is also wrong. Its design has given rise to popular belief that it was inspiration behind the Indian Parliament building. Yeah, this I already said, right? So similar structure is there. Okay, the circular temple, this Chausat Yogini temple, and the Parliament similar is there. So you can say remember this also during the reign of Kachapagata dynasty. So 1 and 4 are correct. So 40C would be the better option. Okay. And this Kachapakata king at the time was Devapala. Remember that. Who was the king? He was Devapala. And this thing is near to the Morena. Okay. Here, Morena. Okay. Morena district. Morena district, which is near Gwalior. Okay. So all these are important, and because it is a open this thing, they say it was an education center for astrology, mathematics, etc. So they were observing sun, etc. And some people, some records say that it was a tantric temple also. Okay, they used to perform tantric pujas in this small chamber. So many deities used to be there. Okay, so that is very important. And this temple is also famous for rainwater management. Also, there is a system here where the rainwater is collected and stored in the underground. So if you have not heard about this temple, try to remember all these things. So Satyogini temple near Morena, our parliament building is there, and the king is Devapala, Kachapakata dynasty. They had good rainwater system. Now the 64 chambers have Shivlingas. So all these things are very important. So I would say 1 and 2 only are the correct. What is he asking? Which of the following are, which of the statements given are correct? So it will be 1 and 4, right? 1 and 4. This is correct. This is correct. 2 and 3 is wrong. So C, option C would be the right answer. Okay, fine. So we'll continue in the next session.